Today, I'm excited to dig into a brand new form factor in the Microsoft Teams devices family. Beside me, I have the Poly Elara 60 series. It is the first mobile phone station device to hit the market, and I believe it is actually shipping today. The point of this video is to go over the capabilities of this device, talk about what it's for, and demo how you would use it in Microsoft Teams meetings and calls. The purpose of this device is to introduce increased flexibility and mobility to workers who seem to be on the move often. That is why there is kind of a combination of a dial pad, like a traditional handset, and a headset, and your mobile phone itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the device more closely and see how we can use it for Microsoft Teams. Before we jump into the device overview of the Poly Elara 60 series, we're going to do a brief demo of receiving a Microsoft Teams video call while your mobile phone is docked on the Poly Elara. First, we'll take our phone, and in this case I have an Android. Note that you must have a compatible Android or iOS device to be able to wirelessly charge the device. Once I dock the phone, it starts to charge. And as you can see, we are already paired. The Microsoft Teams button is lit up because of the fact that Microsoft Teams is already connected on the phone. We are going to go over doing this after the demo to show you how to accomplish the pairing of the phone and the Microsoft Teams app. In the meantime, let's place our video call. Alright, the call comes in, we click accept. Now, first thing, we want to go ahead and raise this to the optimal level. When we're on a video call, we do not want it to be, we do not want the video to be facing upward, we want it to be facing our face. That's how a video call works. Now, we don't have our video started because we answered and audio is the only way to answer. So we turn on video, and there we go. We've now got our video and the video of the caller, in this case, both me, and we can see that our headset is receiving the audio, and that is the Voyager Focus UC sitting right here. Now, if we wanted to change this to speakerphone, we push that button, and now you hear speakerphone. So we change it back to headset so that you can hear me on this video, given the feedback situation we've created. You'll see we can also put on mute if we want to, and we can raise or lower the volume for the headset. When it's on speakerphone, we can raise and lower the volume on the speakerphone as well. That does it for the demo of taking a Microsoft Teams video call on the Poly Elara 60 series. Let's jump on over to the overview. As you can see, the device sits right on a desk like a typical handset would, of a more traditional form. We have a full-size dial pad right here that has your Microsoft Teams button. This is lit up because we actually are connected to Teams on the device right now, and it detects that via Bluetooth. We have your typical call control handles down here. With a little bit of difference, we have our headset button. So you've got your speakerphone, a mute button, an answer and hang up button, and then you've got the actual headset if this is where you want to take your audio. Right now, the headset button is lit up. So the Voyager Focus UC that is sitting in the top cradle charging is actually our source of audio output at the moment. To charge it, we don't have to plug in any wires or any of that good stuff. We simply take it and set it on the cradle that is right up top, and it just sits there charging until you're ready to pull it off and use it. There we go. We see that it is charging. Looking at the device a little bit more, we can see that we have the platform for the phone itself, for the mobile phone. This platform adjusts in height. Okay, this was something they like showing off quite a bit. But take a look at how that works. It typically will lay down flush with the dial pad, and then as we tilt it up, we hear it click, and we hear it click again, and we hear it click again, and we hear it click one more time. It's got about, I believe, 4 different settings there as far as the heights that you can put it to, and to adjust it back down, you simply press the red button and lay it down. The whole idea behind this is twofold. One, when you're looking at your phone, if you've got overhead lights, there can be glare at certain angles, so you want to be able to prop it up to the optimal viewing angle. The other part is if you're taking video calls on your phone while it is sitting there charged and plugged in, on the device. If you're taking a video call at your desk and you answer it on the mobile device rather than your computer, you don't want people to be staring up your nose or just looking kind of up and catching the top of your head. You want to tilt that phone to the optimal angle so that they're doing a face-to-face conversation with you. And that is the two main reasons behind why you would want to tilt up the cradle for where your phone is. You'll also notice the size of the cradle. This is not the typical size of a phone. It has diversity built into it so that if you have a smaller phone, great. If you have a larger phone that is compatible with charging, great. It can also sit there. But whatever the case is, the phone can be sat up facing the regular orientation, or you can lay it down in what I guess would be landscape orientation for optimal app viewing, etc. You'll also notice there is a notch at the bottom here. This is so that in case you have a phone that is not compatible with the wireless charging, or you've got it in a case that you really don't want to remove the case and the case gets in the way of the wireless charging, then you can actually plug the device in via USB in the back. We'll show you that port in a second. And that USB cable would plug right into your device in this little notch, letting it charge while still sitting here paired up with the rest of the unit. Let's take a look at those ports on the back. As we spin this around, we don't have a mess of ports back here. We really just have our power coming in right here. And then should you need to use that USB for charging a device that is not compatible or has a case that gets in the way for charging wirelessly, you've got that USB connection. And you just wrap that cable again around to where it comes into this slot right here and plugs into your device. Okay, here we are taking a look at the Poly Elara from the front view. There is no phone sitting in the cradle currently. We're going to go ahead and place the Android that I have installed the Poly Elara app on in the cradle, and you'll notice that as soon as I do, before anything else, it starts charging. So there's that. We have charging without having to do anything else. Now we want to go ahead and click the pair button to connect our phone. Once we click pair, we need to go into the Bluetooth settings. And we want to choose the Poly Elara 60 series and done. It tells us that we have a pairing request. We see that on the screen. We click accept and we say okay. And with that, we are now connected. We see that it's connected here. It brings up a page to let us check for updates, go to some settings. There's a user guide. We can say finish. We now see an option to disconnect if we wanted to. We now see that there's a button for media there as well if you wanted to play media. We see that we're connected to a Galaxy S10 up top and that we are charging wirelessly. Now we want to make sure that when we push this Microsoft Teams button on the Poly Elara, we connect to the companion app on the phone. So we need to go to settings, and we see that you have a Microsoft Teams option in the menu. So we scroll down, hit select to choose that option, and then we've got the app selection. Right now it's set to Teams Prod. We want to change this to Companion so that it uses that companion app that we installed. Okay, we'll select that, and we will save. Now we will go back out. After doing this, the device reboots quickly to save those settings and put them into effect. When it comes back up, we'll go ahead and take a look at actually using the Teams button. Okay, the device has rebooted. We're back up and running. We see we're connected once again to the Galaxy S10. One thing I've observed, if we click the Teams button when the phone is not active, so we haven't woken the screen up, it doesn't wake the screen up automatically. There might be settings for that on the phone or the device itself. I still haven't played around enough to quite figure that out. But when we go to the phone and we open it up, we notice that there we go. Our Microsoft Teams app is already pulled up because I clicked the device. So if we go ahead and just click back to home and we click that Teams button again, then it will bring Teams right back up for us. Okay, we have zoomed on into the screen here for the actual Poly Elara device itself. I have taken the phone off because I am recording with the phone. I'm getting the clearest picture of the screen with the phone. And I just wanted to walk through some of the settings and capabilities that are present on the device itself. Putting aside the pairing and the companion connection that we just saw. You can see though that we have the Teams button lit up since we are actively connected to the Teams app through the Poly Elara app on the phone itself. Let's check out our settings. If we go into settings, we've got just a few options here. We've got our general, Bluetooth capabilities, and then Microsoft Teams. Let's take a look at our general. We can change our brightness if we need to, and we use these two buttons to navigate the menu and the select button to choose an option in the menu. And if we go down to set device mode, you'll notice that you can change this from personal to shared. We're gonna go ahead and leave it on personal. We can choose to answer on the headset if we want to. So if a call comes in, we want to answer it on the headset, we can transfer on the headset. And then we have a couple more options. Do we want to auto launch the media player when the phone is connected? And then that's by default set to off. Change the language, set our date and time, restart our device, and then restore defaults. Well, that does it for our general settings. You'll notice up in the upper right-hand corner, if you want to exit the menu too, you can simply push the phone button and it exits. And then we've got a disconnect button here. So we can disconnect from the device if we need to. Going back into settings, we looked at general. Let's take a look at Bluetooth really quick. On the Bluetooth, we see that we have a Galaxy S10 for our devices, and the headset pairing is set to the Voyager Focus UC that came with this device. Okay, we'll go ahead and go back. And then we go down to Microsoft Teams. Now, we already looked at the app selection. We changed it to Companion to connect to the Companion app and access Teams that way. The default dialer is cell phone. So if we go in here, we can either make it a cell phone or Teams. So if we start pressing buttons on here to make a call, it's going to use the phone, but it's going to dial through this cell plan rather than using Teams to call. Connect starts the app. So if we, this is an on or off, when we connect the device, do we want it to start Microsoft Teams by default? You know what? Yeah, let's turn that on. Okay, we'll save that. And then charge starts the app. So if we're not just connected to the app, but the phone is actually placed in the cradle and then it starts charging, do we want that to start the app? We're gonna say yes there as well. And then that is the bottom of our options. We'll go ahead and push the phone button to exit that menu. Going back into settings, we had one final menu here, the About. This is kind of like what you would expect to see on most other devices. You get details about the version, firmware, you got your speakerphone, your Bluetooth stats, all that good stuff. And then it shows you the license as well. Today, we did an overview of the Poly Elara 60 series. This device is a brand new Microsoft Teams device type. It is in the mobile phone station category. The device itself resembles a physical handset in that it has a dial pad, but it wirelessly charges your mobile phone and wirelessly charges the headset while pairing with both. In the video, we demoed a Microsoft Teams video call. We went over how to pair your phone via Bluetooth with the device. We went over how to connect the Microsoft Teams app on the device itself. And then we demonstrated how to navigate the menu and list of settings and Microsoft Teams settings that you can set. I did not spend a lot of time going over the actual Poly Elara app that you download onto your phone from the App Store, but I would highly recommend that you spend some time looking at all the capabilities of that app and exploring the user guides that are built right into the app.
I hope you found today's video helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next device overview video.